Hello everyone, it's me again. I'm here with another video. Today's video will be another Sonic What If. I'm testing out a lot of these Sonic What Ifs and which one is the best one to go for as the subject of a video. I have more planned, but those are stories for another day. But let's just get into today's subject, which will be what if Sally was in the Sonic movie verse? I actually think they could have done this because, as of thus far, the movieverse has been lacking in female leads. I mean, you do have like Maddie, but I mean, like in terms of Sonic's friends, and by the time we get to Sonic 4, we'll be getting Amy, since that was set up at the end of Sonic 3. But let's say they have done this before. Like in the first film. This is where Sally could have factored in. Now, who could I have seen as Sally? I probably would say Megan Fox because there has been several fan castings of her as Sally, and whenever I research Megan Fox Sonic, she often appears as a choice for Sally. Now, she wouldn't be, forced into the same situation she was in Transformers. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but if you see the movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, that would be avoided because the films were PG. I don't really see much change in Sonic 1. I think Sonic 1 would be mostly the same movie, except she would be the after credit scene with Tails. And then in Sonic 2, she and Tails would be going after Sonic. I'll probably say over the course of the film, we get to see the relation between Sonic and Sally develop. Like, remember when Sonic was like having his whole thing with Knuckles during Knuckles' moment of sorrow? Sally could probably break the two up from having another potential fight. And since Sally is the smart one, she and Tails could discover the weakness of the Death Egg robot. Yes, I know it's not the Death Egg robot, but it just reminds me of the Death Egg robot. Then we move on to Sonic 3. Not a lot, again, would change. But I could picture Sally mistaking Shadow for being like Sonic's brother or cousin. And of course, Shadow would defeat Sally. And what Shadow does is attempted regicide because Sally is a princess and her parents would likely be dead. And so she's kind of like forced into the queen role by the time of Sonic 3. And so Shadow nearly commits regicide by killing Sally during their fight. She probably would have split up with Sonic or Stone and Tails when they were inside the old abandoned base. And then when Tom is, injured, basically Sally can try to calm Sonic and Knuckles down from their argument, but Sonic would still get his hands on the Chaos Emeralds again, and I could also picture Gerald Robotnik being more like Eggman Sad AM. Apparently, Gerald's whole goal would be to eliminate Sonic and his friends with the Eclipse cannon, essentially an attempt on genocide. Little does Gerald know. And apparently, I could picture, like, during the climax, not a lot would change other than I could picture. I could possibly picture Sally stopping the Eclipse can from firing because it's Sally. So she would have stopped it somehow. And the cannon would have been returned to Gunn at the end. And honestly, I could picture a scene at the end where Sonic decides that maybe he could call himself King Sonic, and of course, everyone laughs at the King Sonic joke. But the after credits do, they mean, yeah, that remains the same. And that could set up a love triangle between Sonic, Sally, and Amy. By the way, I think Sonic and Sally's relationship would reach its completion by 3, if not then by the 4th movie. I have no idea yet. So that's why Sally was in the Sonic film movies. Do I think she should have appeared? The movieverse isn't over yet, so I can't come to that opinion yet. But anyways, I'll see you all later.